Welcome to part 2 of the unholy covenants and its consequences. When King David had called the Gibeonites to name their price, ignoring the welfare that the Israelites had offered to them since they were to be destroyed by Joshua and his armies, the elders of the Gibeonites came before King David. And they answered the king, "The man that consumed us, and that devised against us that we should be destroyed from remaining in any of the coasts of Israel. Let 7 men of his sons be delivered unto us, and we will hang them up unto the Lord in Gibeah of Saul, whom the Lord did choose." And the king said, "I will give them." But the king spared Mephibosheth, the son of Jonathan the son of Saul, because of the Lord's oath that was between them, between David and Jonathan the son of Saul. But the king took the 2 sons of Rizpah the daughter of Aiah, whom she bare unto Saul, Armoni and Mephibosheth, and the 5 sons of Michal the daughter of Saul, whom she brought up for Adriel the son of Barzillai the Maholathite. And he delivered them into the hands of the Gibeonites, and they hanged them in the hill before the Lord. And they fell all 7 together, and were put to death in the days of harvest, in the first days, in the beginning of barley harvest. The concubine, she had no human rights, was sacrificed for the nation and the family of King Saul. This was the time of harvest. The Israelites were to celebrate the grain harvest in the Feast of Weeks, to acknowledge the giver of the harvest, the suzerain, ruler Lord. This feast was to be accompanied by a free will offering. The barley harvest began as soon as the men had returned from the festivals of Passover Abib 14th, unleavened bread Abib 15 to 21st, and first fruits followed on. The book of Leviticus chapter 23 verses 10 says, "Give the following instructions to the people of Israel. When you enter the land I am giving you, and you harvest its first crops, bring the priest a bundle of grain from the first cutting of your grain harvest." All this activities following the harvest were cut short. It was now time to mourn and not rejoice. And Rizpah the daughter of Aiah took sackcloth and spread it for herself upon the rock, from the beginning of harvest until water dropped upon them out of heaven, and suffered neither the birds of the air to rest on them by day, nor the beasts of the field by night. For the sins of someone else, she had been rendered childless. Her joy has been turned into mourning. When David was told what Aiah's daughter Rizpah, Saul's concubine, had done, he went and took the bones of Saul and his son Jonathan from the citizens of Jabesh Gilead. They had stolen their bodies from the public square at Beth Shan, where the Philistines had hung them after they struck Saul down on Gilboa. David brought the bones of Saul and his son Jonathan from there, and the bones of those who had been killed and exposed were gathered up. They buried the bones of Saul and his son Jonathan in the tomb of Saul's father Kish, at Zelah in Benjamin, and did everything the king commanded. After that, God answered prayer in behalf of the land. Rizpah's vigil is a manifestation of the gift of powerlessness, sprinkled with the grace of surrender. This understanding makes it possible to view her vigil as an act of resistance, where restoration is a feasible outcome. In other words, she triumphs in the end. 1. Faithfulness and perseverance. Despite personal tragedy, Rizpah remained devoted to her sons, ensuring their dignity even after their deaths. 2. Social justice and compassion. Her vigil over her sons' bodies challenged societal norms and demanded justice for the oppressed. 3. Spiritual resilience. Rizpah's story illustrates resilience in the face of sorrow, showing that even in grief, one can find strength and purpose. 4. Inspiration for change. Her actions prompted societal change, influencing King David to address past injustices and bring healing. Rizpah's narrative underscores the power of persistence, compassion, and the pursuit of justice, resonating across cultures and times. Watch out for part 3 on how to break unholy ties. Shalom and God bless you. Do not forget to share, subscribe, and help us build one another.